excited.
Yeah, man. Ready to go.
So, is Stinger ready to go rather soon?
I am
think
ready
that's
to
like
go,
a
go, go,
wonder.
go, 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 go.
Excellent. Everyone watching will get that joke soon, even if you don't get it right now. But we're going to transition once the first portion of the ending cutscene is done here, where they describe what's going on with the mana tree. There's going to be a new one. It's going to be the girl, and the boy doesn't get any. And at the credits, which we will skip, the remaining living characters are going to be shipped, most of them anyway. But you will just have to play the game to find out who winds up with who.
What also in terms of like just series connectivity, there is theory, but it's not at all confirmed. But the theory is that Fuji here, who becomes the new mana tree, is Randy's mother. So
yeah, that doesn't quite work out because
it doesn't,
they make it pretty clear here that first of all, the girl is the last one that's going to be there. So, but also that she becomes a tree immediately and she kicks you out like right now. So there's no opportunity for a child to have been born. So I'm not exactly sure how that works out unless they decide to retcon. But it's more likely, I think, that they have different universes that are just kind of similar to each other in each of the Mana series games.
Yeah, kind of similar to Final Fantasy, I guess. There are crossovers, but not really anything that's set. In terms of the races, Crow and I are kind of we're the OG races, I guess you could say. And Neros and Darklink learnt this game for this relay, so you can see that those two are really, really close as well. So watch the end of that because they're doing fantastically right now, and then that's going to be really close.
Yeah, especially since they actually learned the game for the marathon.
Yeah,
so that's quite something.
Okay.
Shout out to them. As well for second SD3 for DMC Hider, Wiltus, and well, we did.
I'm gonna count you down shortly, Incroy, alright?
Shit, alright.
It's gonna fade out soon, so I'll give you. It'll be a 3, 2, 1, and go.
Started too soon, sorry.
Okay.
That's alright, no worries.
Asterisk win.
And mine is coming up quite soon as well. We're doing it on the fade out, not on the goodbye statement, right?
I did it as soon as the final goodbye statement disappears. When when it's all black and it goes goodbye, then fades out. I did it there.
Oh, I forgot to pick mine as well.
So that's going to be like 3-ish, 2, 1, go. Okay, got it.
There we go.
Alright, got it.
Excellent. Thank you very much, guys. GG Crow, GG Darklink, and Neros. Yeah. Good stuff. And good luck to
the very nice race.
Good luck to the Secret of Mana runners.
Thanks everyone for having me for this race. Thanks everyone for watching a game that is not quite as popular as some of the other RPG Limit Break staples, but this game is great and it's a lot of fun. As long as you're okay with the fact that it's pretty hard, I definitely recommend trying it out. I will actually be around for the Secret of Mana commentary. I'll be back in a little bit. But for now, I need to go to the bathroom, so I'll be back in a bit.
Well then, welcome to Secret of Mana, I guess. And as Bowie was mentioning earlier, we are falling from a waterfall, just like in every Mana game, I guess.
It's true. And, right, I'm gonna head out and let you guys do your thing. So good luck, boys.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, sorry for the British accent, but not as good as Bowie for the British accent. So you'll be stuck with some terrible French accent and some terrible American accent for a while. And yeah, hope you have a good one. Not much to say about the start, obviously, of this game. Basically just getting a sword to cut through the bushes. And of course it's gonna break the world. Pretty much.
So, good evening.
Hey,
Yaga. So, I think I might as well chime in a little bit for the commentary now. I'm going to be the runner for Seeker of Mana for the team Moogle Sentinels. Who are you guys for, and who are you?
I am for
I am-
team go 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 go, and I'm Stinger PA.
And I'm Incroyable BB, and I'm running for the Empire Rabiters. Let's go.
Excellent. Well then, I would say Secret of Mana is probably a lot more well known than all the other games, at least for Europe, I can say. I'm not sure about how it is over at the USA. However, it is, for people that don't know this game, it is a pretty standard action RPG. You get your weapon, you slash your way through enemies, and at the beginning they will aim to kill quite a few enemies along the way just to level up the weapon. Unlike
Ooh, I got a
Final
romp.
Fantasy Adventure, sorry?
I got a romp, sorry. Just needed to mention it.
Rump. Okay, unlike Final Fantasy Adventure, this game is not quite as much reliant on getting levels. They are kind of important-ish in the early game, but later on we will fall very, very far behind in levels, and as a result, if the runners here make a tiny small mistake, they can easily just straight up die to various bosses. It doesn't help that they, for the most part, don't even get proper armor.
Yeah, we are actually gonna be pretty dangerous. I don't know about Zen, if he's getting the mana armor or not.
I don't think he got it in his recent attempts.
Alright.
I'm definitely not getting armor for the Mana Fortress. Too slow.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going
I know we are
armorless, yeah,
good
for
enough
sure.
for that.
I'm not used
Just
to
don't
getting armor
forget to save.
Yeah, right. So we are gonna be saving. We usually don't save in this game in the runs, obviously, but we are gonna save here because there are quite a few places that are really
I'm going to get it
dangerous.
this time, just in case.
Yeah, right. But yeah, we're gonna save on a few places. I believe we're gonna save for Fire Gigas, Jabberwocky, and before the Mana Fortress, which are basically the most dangerous places in the game, just because of RNG stuffs. And well, like if you do one tiny mistake, it can turn out really bad. Especially going for Mana Armorless.
Indeed. But that will be quite a ways later into the run. So, unlike Final Fantasy the Adventure, we will not be able to quite outline the plot of the game quite as well, since, well, we will be skipping quite large portions of it, let's put it that way.
Yeah, pretty much.
So in general, the baseline is, however, you are a boy, you get thrown down a waterfall, more or less. Well, I guess you fall. Then you find a sword. That sword was protecting the area around it, and now monsters appear because you pulled out the sword. The villagers are unhappy about that, and even after you defeat the first boss, the Mantis Ant, which on my screen Stinger just managed to finish off. Oh no, that was Ankara. Even after that, they, well, are not exactly still happy about you and throw you out of the village. And so your adventure begins.
I'm gonna cut
So
the
as a
line for a
baseline...
second.
Sorry?
Alright, man, it's down there.
Excellent. There are about 3 strategies you could use for Mantis, and one is slower than the other. The slowest one is you just stand in the top left corner and Mantis Ant will never do anything but jump. The other one is you stand to the left of Mantis Ant and just wait for him to swing, dodge out of it, and then go back and hit him again. The other one is, well, the quickest, but also kind of the trickiest to time. They just stand right in front of Mantis Ant and swing as soon as their weapon charge is ready. At the bottom you can see their stamina meter for the, well, stamina, and if that is not full, you will do significantly less damage. So basically, for the most part, you will want to wait until it is fully loaded before you swing at an enemy again. Because even if you don't have enough damage, so to speak, or whether it is because the enemy can dodge, very often if you don't have fully loaded stamina, you will deal basically no damage. In the early game, it's not quite as extreme. So, And from what I've seen, actually RBB leveled up the sword, and the basic weapon level ups, the sword to level 1, then to level 2, and later on the spear to level 1, are going to be the main mechanics for this run. So for reference, this game is run by all the runners here in 1-player 2-controller style, which means all of the runners will be using 2 controllers for a good portion of the run in order to, well, take advantage of various things that you can only reasonably or reliably do with 2 controllers in this game. You could say this is a single-player co-op experience, and that's not wrong. Surprisingly, the 1-player 2-controller run is actually easier than the 1-player 1-controller run, for, let's say, various reasons.
Yeah, there are several categories for this game now. I personally do the 1-controller category that Yaga just mentioned. 1-player 2 controllers is much more popular. You can also play a true co-op, and there's also a category where you just kind of arbitrarily bring up the end screen at about 10 minutes. But nobody really cares as much about that because you want to play more of the game.
Indeed. So a quick question towards the Final Fantasy Adventure runners, Steel Darklink and Neros. How far are those into the game? I'm not quite as familiar with the Final Fantasy Adventure game.
We're basically in the last dungeon before the Julius fights, where we fight the dragons.
Okay. Sounds good.
Alright, I'm sorry about that. I had to get the mic. I gotta mention that I successfully despawned the flower. That's all I need to say. But yeah, basically now I'm gonna have to level up the spear. We already leveled up the sword level 1, and we are gonna try to level up the spear level 1 before Tropical, which is the second boss. We're not gonna use it on Tropical, but it's important that at this point we get the spear level 1. We used to have a different route here for the kill route. We almost got knocked out. We used to have another route to kill these enemies here, but Yagamov actually has worked quite a lot on rerouting this route to kill the enemies. It's actually much more efficient and much faster. I believe it maybe saves 10 seconds, probably. I don't know.
Something in that region. Basically, it doesn't matter how strong the enemies are or how much experience they give for the weapon level ups. All of them, as long as you're not too much higher level than them, will give the same amount of weapon experience. And that's why they kill a lot of enemies along the way here. Also, to note, I think the first kind of dangerous area is going to be the Dwarven Cave. Because, well, this is kind of a game tailored towards having multiple party members with you. However, at this early stage in the game, we have not picked up any of the other party members yet. And that makes the cave relatively dangerous, as you do not actually have any invincibility while you are knocked down. So if you're, well, unlucky, you just make one wrong move and the enemies will just completely combo you to death.
Before we get into the cave in general, though, there's going to be some shopping glitches going on.
The money glitch.
Yeah. Incroyable
is
currently doing a bunch of weird stuff with his shopping. His goal is to get the cursor on the second item slot, but then sell off all his items. And this will allow him to bring up the item menu, and what he actually did was he sold a blank item, even though it kind of looked like he sold one of Neko's own items to him. And it turns out each blank item's worth about 30,000 gold, and that just one of those is enough to fund everything that the multiple controller run needs to do in the game.
One thing to mention is we can be ballooned here. by the enemies, by the bats. It can make you lose about, what is it, like 8 seconds maybe?
8 to 10 seconds.
It's completely
something like
RNG.
that. Yeah.
Yeah,
The balloons are
balloon is a
just
status effect in this game. You just hold on to a balloon for a while and you're stunned.
exactly.
It's
You're happy to
very,
have a
very
balloon.
annoying because you cannot do anything about it, unfortunately. You just gotta wait at this point. I fortunately didn't get any, which is nice. I'm gonna play it
Sounds good.
safe here for the jelly because I hate it and it's marathon.
Yeah, the
I usually go
jellies
for
in
it
this-
and
Yeah.
and slash the jelly, but that jelly can really just kill you straight on. So yeah.
Yeah. The slimes in this game are kind of annoying because they have relatively high defense and I'm not sure they have evasion, but either way it's really hard to hit them sometimes. So it is much safer to just lure it to the side. Normally in actual run attempts you would just try to hit him and run past. But you don't lose much time doing this like this. And as I said, you can easily get combat to death on all those enemies here.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if they touch you once and they just decide to be really annoying, you can just die straight on like that, and you have to reset at the Weather Palace and lose what it is, like 3 minutes maybe. It's very annoying. I think I actually might have reset on this thing maybe 50 times or maybe more, just because I died on these guys. So yeah, it can be pretty dangerous. Alright, I'm talking to Watts here to forge my sword. So you've probably seen that I leveled up my spear level 1. Actually, I think I did, yeah. Should be leveled up. So yeah, so the idea is to get the spear level 1 and the sword level 2 by the time we get to Spiky Tiger, which is the third boss in the game. And you'll understand that, well, in about, what is it, 10 minutes exactly, actually. Buying some equipment here. So I'm gonna buy 3 wristbands. And you're gonna see that I'm gonna buy quite a lot of suits here. Sorry, I'm counting.
So
Yeah. The point with the armor here is there's a glitch that we call the equipment trashing glitch, where if you throw away armor that a character currently has equipped, it tries to unequip the armor while it's already been deleted, and it just does that completely wrong. It turns out that based on where you are standing on the screen, you can make it change various parts of the memory by subtracting, in the case of the boy, the number 2 from it. So what he's going to do here is he's going to subtract the number 2 from how many of each of the types of consumable items he purchased before. And he purposely bought 2. So that brings him down to 0 of cups of wishes, 0 candies, or royal jams, or all of the various things he purchased. And that and the game treats 0 of an item as though it were 8 in effect. So there you go.
Yeah, simply put, we just trick the game into thinking that we have way more items than we have. It's really important for the game, honestly, because I was actually considering maybe getting chocolate here for the run because it's marathon. I didn't. It might be a bit risky, but it should be fine. But yeah, the items in this game are really, really important because you can get attacked by bosses quite a lot, and the fact that we're not gonna get the armor in the Mana Fortress for me, Stinger, and Jäger is that for any attack you take from any boss, you're gonna have to tank it with well, any item like a candy, a nut, or a barrel, etc., etc. And so you need a lot of items, and you cannot. I don't think you could run. I mean, technically you could run this game without doing this trick, but it's so RNG and so dangerous that we obviously don't go for it. Maybe in like 10 years, I don't know. Oh, I got a crit on Triple. I'm getting really lucky on this run.
Nice.
Got a 92 as
So
well, so it might be an early 4.
Yeah, both of the Final Fantasy Adventure runners are currently in the middle of the Julius fight, and they're both getting trolled really hard by the first form. And they're really close to each other right now, so keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I was just about to say we should probably focus a little bit on both of them finishing, and
Yeah, sorry.
respective teammates should get ready.
Go ahead. Tropical is dead, by the way.
Oh no.
Yeah, good luck, Neros and DLD. Get him! Get him! Yeah, there's not that much to say anyway from now on for us, except that we're gonna level up the sword level 2. So yeah, I suggest you encourage DLD and my friend Neros. They need it.
Yeah, so...
names. Go ahead.
Yeah. Neros did die right at the start of Julius 2, but thankfully he did save right as the fight started, so that didn't actually wind up costing any real time.
Alright, I'm at the final form.
Oh, no, I currently have a bit of a stream delay, so
You might want to
I'm
try
watching the RPG
the original streams. Yeah, maybe El Magus can link you the original streams. Same for the commentary of Secret of Mana. I suggest you switch to that.
One thing to note in Secret of Mana right now is that they got their second party member, the little sprite, that, well, is going to make the run a lot safer since they now have backup characters, so to speak. Although it will go a little bit of a different route than you might expect if you play this game casually.
Yep.
Yeah, we're about to go and get the best character.
Or create the best character, I guess.
You could say that.
So now that they have 2 characters in their party, they can actually use both controllers at once whenever they want to.
So I killed exactly one half enemy here. The flower is considered like half experience at this point of the game because of our level. I need to kill exactly 11.5 enemies.
Time is coming up on my end.
Sorry.
And time.
GG.
Congrats, man.
That's a PB.
Oh, really?
Sounds
Nice.
good.
Nice.
Dude, awesome.
Good job.
A bit more than 4.5 minutes saved.
Very nice.
Yeah, both of them have been playing the game for about a month, maybe, and certainly not continuously. So they've gotten quite good in a short period of time. It is a very hard game.
Yeah, it's like really congrats to them for just learning the game to make this event happen. Honestly, that's pretty crazy.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah. Like,
Also, one thing, if you look at my stream, you're going to get to see something that Anquite doesn't have the capability of doing, because he doesn't have a multi-tap. There's some weird things you can do with the multi-tap that it basically disconnects the second controller, because I have it in the third controller port, and it allows me to disconnect the second character whenever I want, and that gives me a couple frames boost on a couple places.
Yeah. For anyone not aware, the multi-tap is the device that the Super Nintendo uses in order to have more than 2 controllers playing at once. Normally in this game you would use that in order to have 3 players play at once, but it turns out there's a couple additional glitches you can do whenever you abruptly turn off the multi-tap to make it go from having 3 controllers to just 2 available to it.
Quick question. When is the next game going to start?
I'll count you up.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
That's probably coming up soon.
Just make sure you're on the character screen.
I
Yes,
just want
I
to
can
say I
press
can't
that.
finish.
Alright.
I lack in MP for one spell, so I can't finish.
Oh. You should be able to deal some damage with the Excalibur.
No. You
Really?
get the blocking sound.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Really?
really unfortunate.
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
lacking one
hang
spell.
on.
Kinda sucks.
Maybe we can give a penalty or something.
Trying to think of ways out of this. What's your inventory look like?
Empty.
Empty.
I used
Brilliant.
everything.
Alright, Yagamoth, get ready
How
in a
much
couple
MP
of
do you
seconds.
have going into the
Okay,
fight?
I'm ready.
36. I used every spell fully charged. Forget it.
That's
3,
That's really borderline whether it's going to be enough or not.
1. Still 1. Let go.
If everyone else is okay,
Okay,
with
I'm
it, I'm
off.
going to say,
Good luck, man.
if you have another save file that happens to be at the final boss, just do that
you
and
very
call
much.
it a day.
Good luck, Jaeger.
I don't.
Alright, I'm gonna do the overcharge glitch right now.
Then give me
Oh.
just a 10-minute penalty. I'm sorry for my team.
Try
Yeah,
it again.
that's
Maybe with better damage rolls it'll work out.
Let's see.
Okay, thank you very much, Darkling, for running this, and
You're
once
welcome.
again, thank you very much for learning
Yeah,
this
it is
just for
full
this
shots,
relay.
that
That's
might
really
be
awesome.
Go Moogle Sentinels. We're gonna beat it.
Indeed.
Have fun, you guys.
Alright.
See you
I
in
got-
chat.
So
Thank
I
you.
got the bad RNG from Spiky Tiger here. Thank you very much. I got the bad RNG from Spiky Tiger. Unfortunately, he decided to jump around. That was good. So yeah,
Got
I did
him?
attempt the. I did. Yeah,
Oh,
I did
it's
kill him.
28. Yeah, that's probably not
Okay.
enough.
Yeah, see.
So, short version is of what Aquablet just did is an overcharge glitch, which, well, essentially one-shots most of the early game bosses if you hit, or if they give you the opportunity to. But you might be able to explain this a bit more in detail. For me, the game is about to start now.
Right. So basically, what happens is, well, by switching. Actually, the idea is by when you switch level 2 weapon with a level 1 weapon with a second controller, the game actually doesn't know what charge to give you on your sword. Well, on your spear. And what happens there is that, well, you get a completely messed up charge. I forgot to mention the second controller. Congrats. Actually, I'm really not the best to explain this. What I know is that it's really weird and it's great. But
Okay,
I believe
I'll
Crow
get
would be
a
much
little
better
bit
than me. Yeah, I'm sorry about that.
Um,
But basically, you switch
so-
two weapons that are different levels, and that pretty much makes the game lost.
I
Yeah,
just
the-
completely choked the fight and got really, really lucky.
The
Marathon
core
man.
of the glitch is that you want to get a character to have a higher current charge level than the character's maximum charge level. So he can charge up his sword up to level 2 because he has level 2 experience with the sword, but he can only charge up the spear to level 1. So by trading some weapons around, he gets his sword up to level 2, and then he swaps onto the spear, which he can only do at level 1. At that point, the game gets confused. It doesn't want to reset the charging bar because you're above the maximum, but it also thinks you're fully charged and not currently at exactly the maximum, so it keeps ticking up your current charge level. So you generally attack with like a charge level 50 attack or something like that, whereas at the end of the game you're normally using like a level 8 attack if you wait around charging for like 40 seconds in a casual run.
Yes, it's quite extreme and, well, really quick damage early game. As soon as you have a second character and the second weapon on level 2. And I just noticed I don't have any sound on my end. That's less than ideal.
And I just did a little glitch there. I used the rope with the sprites as my main character. And basically what happens with the rope is that the rope is always going to be used by the boy, so you can still move during the animation of the rope. And what happened is that when the rope was activated by the boy, the sprite talked to Undine, and so I had the cutscene like that in the entrance of the cave, pretty much. I hope you understood what I said. But yeah, it makes quite a fun animation. Actually, the sprite gets stuck in the wall. Also, you probably start to see, as you might have noticed before, that well, we don't have the girl here, but we are supposed to have, and well, we still get her animations, so that's gonna make some pretty funny cutscenes.
So I accidentally just used the rope too early.
Nice. I did that before. That's really unfortunate. Sorry, man. Yeah, it's actually like it doesn't gain much time. Honestly, it saves maybe like a few frames. I mean, maybe like a second at most.
Yeah, there's no way to even say it's a full second.
Yeah. I'm just saying random numbers. Alright, I'm gonna save there. So yeah, we're coming up to Ferocious here. It's not that hard of a boss. He doesn't have any dodge ability, but if you mess up the overcharge, because you need a specific overcharge here, if you mess up that overcharge, you can pretty much just die because you decided to. So what I'm gonna say.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I'm gonna save. That's all.
Okay.
There you go.
All right, saving before Ferocious, good choice. Yeah, just as a note, I used the old strategy for the Mantis just now since I had no sound on my end, and I didn't realize that until I started. But
I actually don't do it with the sound at all. I just use the stamina bar. I just look at the stamina bar.
For me, it's always a mix of both visual and audio cues in order to do stuff. So if one is missing, that is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah.
So either way, I think you just entered
soon.
the Earth Palace.
Yeah, that's alright, I'll explain. Basically, this is pretty straightforward. I'm basically just dodging enemies. Hope that they don't act weirdly, but usually if I do this correctly, I won't get hit at all until Ferocious, which is really actually important. Because if I do get hit, it will be even more dangerous for the boss. Because you can pretty much one-shot you.
Yes, because the boss basically, you won't get to see it, hopefully. The boss is basically balanced around you having 3 party members, and they skip getting the girl, which is also why she has such a weird name. And basically because of that, because the Ferocious casts a spell on all party members, but damage balanced around having 3, well, the sprite will die every single time. However, the boy can survive 1 spell cast. And hopefully the Ferocious won't get to do 1 spell cast. That's the idea, at least. Good luck.
Alright, he's dead. I'm always remembering RPG midway. Yeah. Always remembering.
Don't remind me that. Don't remind me about that.
I'm so sorry.
I still haven't watched that run.
Yeah,
Fire
the
Gigas is
timing
one of the
on
worst.
hitting Fire Gigas properly is extremely tight. Plus, sometimes he'll just give you bad damage rolls and you won't die anyway.
Oh my god.
So, it's a pretty annoying fight.
Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks.
Hey, Neros did it. Congrats, dude.
God fucking damn.
Awesome.
Wow, okay.
That
That's
Nice.
actually
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah, so
Congrats on surviving.
in the text portion of Skype, we figured out a way for eventually
I
Neros
read
to
it.
cut off.
Oh, that's
Red
awesome.
Bowie's idea about flying sword.
Crazy, man.
Yeah,
That's
good
yeah.
idea, but I thought that the damage multiplication from the will bar wouldn't help there, but apparently the flying sword attack is weird and it actually does. So, even more impressive is that I don't think that Neros has done flying sword attack based final boss strats ever.
No.
So he had to come up with that on the fly there.
Okay,
Yeah,
on the
you know
payload,
that.
right?
Congrats, man.
Nice.
Really unbelievable.
Congratulations.
Just on the roll like that, it's pretty crazy.
Fire Gigas decided to fly away.
Really?
At least it didn't kill you yet.
Nah, I
It's
didn't kill
actually
him.
quite dangerous when it happens. Because if you delay too much and, well, you know. But you know the frame, right? So,
Oh no, it's pretty easy when he flies away. That's almost an automatic kill.
yeah, just lose time as well.
Yeah, about 15, 20 seconds.
Yeah. Well, you did save, right?
Okay, next run.
Yeah, I saved.
A few.
Yeah, I think the save maybe loses like 15 seconds. Really not that bad.
I think Neros will count you down as soon as the next round starts. Or they're supposed to start. I think that takes actually quite a while. By the way, when is our end?
Are we doing
What do
the
you mean?
moon? I think we're doing the moon, right?
Well, we can do time on Mana Beast and then watch the moon and do time.
By the way, the times listed, are they whenever we call time on the boss or whenever they we pass to the next? Okay.
Yeah, nothing much interesting in my end. The runes are pretty straightforward. That's pretty much just well, setups for every room. Just like in most dungeons in this game, you pretty much just have a lot of setups in every room, like specific dashes in diagonal that are actually gonna make some enemies despawn. For example, here I'm gonna do a diagonal dash up left so that tomato guy doesn't appear, and yeah, just a
Okay,
bunch of
3.
random things.
Two. It's a slow countdown. 1. And go.
Good luck.
Good luck, Zen.
And thanks for having me, you guys. And good luck to the
Yeah.
runners.
Congrats, man. That was really great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Huge shout out as well to Zenza, who's pretty new to this game, but already really has a good time. Like I think he's probably the fastest of us to have had sub 2 hours, which is really not easy at all. And like Stinger likes to say, it's really not that easy.
But to be fair, after the ice gear skip, it's pretty much easy to get sub 2.
I don't know. Yeah,
It still
I mean
took
it's
me
easier,
a
but
year
it's
and a half to
just-
get sub 2, so... Actually, no, it was... Yeah, it was a year and a half before I got sub 2, so I'm really bad.
Were you the first person who got sub 2, or was it Yaga?
Yeah, I got
That
there
was
first.
Stinger. That was Stinger.
Alright, so
I was
got a
actually
load
way
of-
behind at the time.
You didn't
I got a
run it
load
for
of-
almost a
What?
year, so...
What?
No
I had to do-
balloons. Oh,
I had to do 2 earth slides on wall face. Nice. I was like,
no. That's going to kill me here.
That never happened though.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was
we
gonna
have
say
the
that I
first
have to load
casualty.
So this guy can dodge your attacks. Basically, he didn't dodge here, but you get a low damage roll. Basically, you can get either a high damage roll or a low damage roll. So yeah, that's pretty much. There's not much to explain. And here I didn't have enough damage basically, so I usually cast an Earth Slide when it happens. And so that's what I did. And unfortunately, the Earth Slide didn't kill it. So yeah.
So
Whatever.
just for reference, I had just a death that I'd never had before. Basically, I got ballooned in the lava room.
Oh.
And then
What?
that was just close enough to the goblin, which hit me
Yeah.
once. Usually they don't even hit you if you get ballooned there.
I've had that, unfortunately.
And then the next blat ballooned me as well at the same time,
Oh my
which
god,
doesn't exactly help the cause.
That's the worst, man. I'm sorry to hear that.
Don't worry, you'll get your share of marathon luck, or I guess relay luck.
Well, I actually never had to do 2 foils on wall face ever, so that's a start, I guess. And Spiky Tiger decided to jump. That's also something, I guess. This is sort of an advanced technique, I guess. The running I do right now in the fields. We used to take a cannon travel there to go to Gaia, but we actually figured, well, Yaga and Stinger figured that was, what is it, like 4 seconds faster maybe, to do it by running in the fields.
Basically,
Yeah,
as a
we-
baseline, you have 20 seconds in if you do it task level. On the task level, my muscle memory just messed up.
But yeah, it's quite huge.
Yeah, the
Yes.
task did it before us, and we always figured it was probably too difficult for RTA. But the thing that really made it possible was the girl skip, because only having 2 characters on that screen makes it so much easier.
Yeah, for sure.
Indeed.
Yeah, I started by using the cannon travel, but it's actually pretty easy to learn. I actually had a 201 here, which is pretty good. I'm probably the only one to care about times for like them splits like that, but
I forgot to start my timer, so oh well.
alright. Yeah, I'm running splits, sorry about that. I shouldn't do that in a marathon.
Yeah, you should. I
You
always,
should.
well, usually always run splits in a marathon.
If I don't run splits, I don't know where to go next. That's an issue.
That's right too, exactly. I was gonna say, like, my splits also help me knowing where I'm going. We have a specific boss in this game called the cannon travel boss. It's pretty much self-mandatory to explain it. It's just that, like, if you just choose the wrong destination, you can lose what it is, like, a minute maybe.
Depends on where you choose the wrong destination.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
Another
Choosing
balloon.
Matango is particularly bad because it puts you in the middle of that town and you have to go out of the cave with a bunch of
Right.
axe rocks in order to get to the cannon travel again.
Can't wait till I mess that one up.
For a while, Stinger's world record for this category actually featured exactly that mistake.
It was pretty
What mistake?
impressive.
I've had a couple world records that had that, actually.
On that
Others were when I
note-
was still really bad.
The current record has a 40-second cutscene in it that is completely unnecessary.
I roped right after Killroy. I forgot to save.
I was going to kill
You could save at Neko's, I guess, if you wanted.
Well, yeah, I guess I'll do that just for the.
Yeah, I
no.
suggest to do so. I mean, on the
For the
bright
sake
side,
of-
in case you die, that's a quicker start there.
I think I'm going to skip that save, because it's really not that necessary.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I won't do it then.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys can skip that. I don't
Honestly, I
mind.
never died on
I'll
him.
gain 5 minutes or so.
I never died on this guy.
You never died on this guy. I wish you good luck that you don't die this time as well.
Only in the marathon, right? We'll
So
see.
Jabberwocky can be a jerk if he wants to. One of the actions he can take is to cast Acid Storm on your whole party. The problem is that the game balances that Acid Storm assuming that the damage is spread out across 3 characters. But right now they only have 2 characters alive, so or in the party at all. So those spells wind up dealing way more damage than they're intended to.
Right. Well, we'll see. It should be fine. I think it used to be more difficult back when we used 4-point-something attacks. 3-point-something lets you attack him before he does anything sometimes, usually. So I don't know.
By the way, 3-point-something, 4-point-something, 2.5 and such, that is just our label for the various overcharge attacks we use. Those refer to generally the whirlwind or the spin launch or the quick attack or the normal slashes. Stuff like that.
Whenever you overcharge your weapon, each individual overcharge state, whether it's like 35 or 37 or whatever, each one has a different animation associated with it that looks like one of the normal 0 through 8 charge levels. And they just have a particular way of indicating based on what the glitched out thing on the lower side of the screen looks like to identify what attack they're going to get.
Yeah. Alright, so let's say I'm actually gonna save before Spring Week, okay? To even it out, I guess. Since you're gonna save at Jabberwocky. And I wanna save at Spring Week anyway, so...
Jabberwocky down. Good.
Yeah, with 4301 or something. That's pretty alright. Jesus. I can't dash down, it's impossible. I prefer to dash in diagonal and be stuck in some place. I don't know. It's really fun.
Yeah. One kind of infamous thing about Secret of Mana is your AI partners can get stuck everywhere. And if you don't know exactly how to manipulate them, and even in some edge cases, they get easily stuck behind pretty much every rock, every enemy, and they delay you for quite some time. We have tools and methods to make them play along, but usually that involves some form of, well, that takes a while, so to speak.
Yeah, sometimes you'll notice that we sort of move in a weird way. That is actually to move the AI in the position we want to, because that we know that these movements are going to make the AI follow us correctly. Usually, actually, by doing cardinal directions in our movements, the AI follows us correctly, but sometimes we have to do diagonal dashes, and it can be, well, a mess for the AI, especially once you start having 3 characters. We'll be getting them in about 15 minutes in my end. Well, I mean the girl. Also here, Stinger might say, I don't have a multi-tap, so I cannot walk during this cutscene, which you'll see on Stinger PA screen in a few minutes, maybe less probably, actually.
I'm also doing the multi-tap technique right after Jabberwocky, where I'm able to move during this little cutscene talking to Luca. So I talked to Luca with the 3rd controller, and then deactivated the multi-tap immediately, and that allowed me to walk down toward the bottom of the screen while she was talking. That's actually probably the biggest benefit of having the multi-tap is that cutscene right there.
That was really good pebblers.
The pebblers are the blue hedgehog enemies, and like bosses, they can just dodge your attacks randomly and just ignore your attack even though everything that you did was correct for trying to kill it.
Yeah, I believe
so you just need to hope that your
maybe.
attacks hit.
Yeah, I think we have like a 40% chance to dodge or something like that. It's quite ridiculous. Sometimes you can just attack and they just won't take the hit at all. You can lose about maybe... I think I lost about 30 seconds on this guy once. It's really... well, annoying, I guess. Oh my god.
Well.
No.
And again, I did the multi-tap technique at the cannon travel, which let me trap one of these Moogles a little bit closer to the exit.
The core puzzle for this forest involves walking around in a circle through the seasons in the order of the seasons. It's not described very well, so a lot of casual players get confused here.
Plus, if it
More
accidentally
importantly-
knocks backwards, that means you need to do the entire circle again.
As Yaga recently found out.
No, that was me.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
it was
Stinger,
Stinger.
right? Yeah. So, Springbeak is a very annoying boss.
Right, he's dead. Yeah, and I was being sort of safe. But yeah, I did lose 30 seconds because he decided to be not nice. Let's say this word.
He looks like a bird. He's basically a bird, so it shouldn't be any surprise that he is a total jerk.
Yeah,
But
I-
the core problem is that his beak is a shield, and if any part of your attack connects with it, your whole attack is negated. On top of his ability to just dodge you randomly. So you really need to position your attacks exactly right, or else your attacks just won't work.
Right, so I did not save, so I'm gonna save at a drug, so yeah. I'm kind of feeling nervous about this. The next boss can be kind of dangerous as well, so might as well just save anyway, since I didn't save.
Yeah. This is a quick save, anyways.
Yeah.
At Grandpa.
But yeah, also Springbeak has a large panel of attacks, and especially magics that can be really dangerous. He did cast a silence on me here and the Nail Blast, so that's really dangerous if you're not full life, and I wasn't full life.
So real quick, I'm doing the girl skip right now. Just hit the roll pull a few times and walk through the wall, basically. And that's how we skip getting the girl early. Just reference for people that may have missed it earlier.
Yeah, we did not explain it, I think, because I don't know, I think we were talking about the FFA or something.
Okay.
But yeah, we are going to use this trick quite a lot in the game. Well, the idea of the trick that by touching a rope pole you can actually sort of go through walls.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of dodges versus Springbeak, but he's down.
Okay.
Right, you get lucky, I guess.
Yeah, Peddlers just destroyed me because they dodged about 10 times between all of them.
Ugh. There was some weird movements. All of these enemies in this area can be pretty trolly because you can decide to do like some slip flowers, for example, which are really annoying because you have to use medical herbs to get your immune back.
I just... You know, the first I Spy, I got 2 chests out of the first 2 kills. Lemmir's gone.
Yeah, I got this.
Yeah, that's actually a bad thing, because each chest takes up one of the enemy slots, and this game only allows 3 enemies to be on the screen at once. And he's trying to kill lots of enemies here so he can get weapon levels. So...
Yeah. I just did a skip. You're gonna see it pretty soon on Stinger screen. It actually saves quite a lot of time, I think. Basically, we mainly know this trick because some people try to go to Potos, the first city of where you land, you know, the city where you get expelled from. And the idea is by basically just mashing select and moving forward, you can go through an NPC that is normally blocking you. And so that's just what I did. And that skipped the whole cutscene with Truffle, the king of Matango.
So for reference...
Inside of...
Sorry.
Keep going.
For reference, I just had to kind of make up for not getting the other kills earlier because of the chest, and I had to wait for quite a few spawns on the ice right just now.
Yeah, I had to do that as well, actually. I had one chest in the first I Spy and 1 chest in the second. So that was quite something. Anyway.
Okay. Spiky Tiger.
In the Matango Cave, which is where Stinger is about to be, and Incroyable is finishing up, there's a lot of Nemesis Owl enemies that cast silence on you. If you are afflicted with silence, which, by the way, flips your controls for whatever reason, then the owls will attack you like 6 times a second or something crazy like that.
Yeah.
So you either need to make sure that there are no owls around or immediately get rid of silence if it happens during the cave.
I got a pretty finicky Great Viper. He just decided to hide for a few minutes. Well, not a few minutes, but like, I was like, where are you? Where are you? I was just like releasing my spin launch. Nowhere. Just happened to go inside it, but that was pretty fun. Anyway, we get Flammy, the little Flammy. I actually like this emote from High Spirit. Maybe you have it, that kind of looks like Flammy. I think it's Spirit Roll or something like that. If you have it, maybe you can spam it. No, Spirit Roll. Another one. Maybe he doesn't have it anymore. I don't know. But it does look a bit like Flammy.
So, for reference, I also just took a little bit of extra precaution on the Spiky Tiger in order to not get the sprite eaten, even though that's normally the standard strategy. But I was about to get ready to kill him, and if the sprite gets eaten at the wrong time, that means I would softlock the game. So I completely avoided that by just circumventing that.
The Japanese version of this game will soft lock a lot, actually. In particular, if you swap characters at the wrong time near the end of a boss fight, the game will just lock up and you won't be able to continue ever. So that happens a lot less in the English version, but occasionally it can.
Had a good bite at least.
Nice. Yeah, I had actually pretty good cave, but Viper was just a bit slow.
Yeah, if he hides from you, there's not really much you can do except hope that a whirlwind can hit him somewhere.
Well, at least he didn't like gangbang me, I guess.
Yeah, sometimes he can attack a little too quickly.
Yeah. I still had a 447 Viper, so that's alright, I guess. I don't know. No, it's actually a pretty good run for me on my end. I'm only plus 1 minute or something, which is really alright since my start was quite good in my PB. I don't know how it's going for you.
I have no idea, honestly, since I don't have a timer going.
Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, forgot about that.
Timer?
Yeah, timers are overrated.
I'm only 5 minutes 20 seconds behind my PB because of that death earlier.
Oh my god.
This
makes about even with me.
These are some deaths you get a lot in like reset runs.
That's less than ideal.
Oh my god.
Sprite just
not a
died.
death.
Sprite just became fish fodder.
Yeah, what just happened to Yagamoth in the fish room is how a lot of players may remember this game casually. If enemies start hitting you, it's very hard to get out of the situation.
For the Empire. Like I said, Bowie, I will finish what you started. Just like the teaser of Star Wars 7. I don't know, probably the only nerd here.
Yes, you are in a RPG Limit Break hosted relay race for the Mana series.
Yeah, no nerd at all here.
Literally
Right.
the only nerd here.
No nerd at all, yeah, right.
Kappa.
Yeah. The only nerd here, obviously. Anyway, we're gonna fight Gestar for the first time. He's a pretty easy boss. He's actually gonna be easy most of the time. Maybe the last form can be a bit tricky, but he's usually pretty easy if you do it correctly.
Also,
I would say
note,
the
the
second
best
form
character
is the
in the game has now joined Encroy's party.
Yep.
Go, 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 go.
Welcome to gogogogogo. I forgot to mention it, sorry.
An interesting detail about the girl that's been added to the party here, the game did not initialize this character at any point. That's why, of course, her name is so weird, but it also means that she currently has the glove equipped, even though they don't have the glove. Normally, the game awards you the glove whenever the girl is added to your party, but the girl was never officially added. They actually need the glove in order to climb the Fire Palace ramp in a little while. So that'll come into play. They need to make sure that the girl keeps this glove equipped, even though they don't possess it.
Right.
Otherwise, we
Yeah,
lose
there's
20
no other-
seconds by not ever having to swap and do various other stuff, so to speak.
Is there a way to equip the glove again?
No, but you can
don't-
just
yeah.
swap characters and get them
Why did I-
charged upside.
Yes, actually, I think
Oh,
you
right.
could. I think if you ditch the girl in the Northtown ruins, rope out, and then head back to the werewolf fight, you could probably re-rescue her.
You can actually
That's-
do it without the gloves as well. You can, like I used to do it, like when I didn't know how the skip actually works, and I didn't know that the gloves were that important. And it's actually possible by just, swapping your party. It's not that bad.
Yeah, there's ways around, but it's fastest to have the gloves.
It is much faster,
I
obviously.
need
Yeah.
to try that actually. Ditching the
I actually
girl
don't
there.
know what happens if the game tries to add a character to your party that's already there.
I need
What's
to
up,
try
man?
that. That's amazing. Okay, tomorrow. I know what I'm going to do.
Yeah, about
So-
that skip that you were mentioning, I strongly suggest you guys to watch cross runs of one player, one controller, where the skip is much more, interesting to watch. Say it like that.
Difficult.
Yeah, the Fire Palace climb is... you'll see it in a bit, and I'll talk about it in more detail there, but it is much more difficult whenever you don't have multiple controllers at your disposal.
Yep.
I'll leave it at that for now. For now,
Yeah.
Incroyable is entering the ice country, which is really annoying. The wolf enemies here are very difficult to deal with. They attack very quickly, and their hitboxes are gigantic. The wolves are basically
going all right.
why they bother getting armor at Kakara. The difference between getting wrecked by the wolves and merely getting really hurt by them is actually pretty significant.
Ugh. What?
They also equipped the. They also cast Ice Saber in order to turn some of the wolves into snowmen. Kind of the same idea as Final Fantasy Adventure, but luckily there are no ice rooms in this game.
Oh my god. Really? Really?
Boreal Face has the same AI style as Tropicalo from earlier in the game. So if he takes a weak hit from one of your AI characters, then he will burrow back into the ground and you'll have to wait for him to come out again.
Oh, he just decided to die after a million hits. That was great. Coming up is a pretty interesting trick that is probably the most brand new one. Very interesting to watch, I guess. I mean, it's like, it says maybe 4 seconds at most, I don't know, but it really looks funny. You're gonna see that.
You have a multi-tap in Croyable? I didn't know that.
No,
Or can
but
you
I
do
can
it without a
do it
multi-tap?
Yeah,
Oh,
of course.
Okay. I was the one that suggested the trick, and I don't even know all the applications for how to do it.
No,
You just need two
it's
controllers.
fairly simple.
Okay.
It's really fairly simple. You just gotta talk with the second controller to one of the characters. So what happened here is that we pretty much did a sequence override. By talking to a random NPC, we could go through like a trigger of a cutscene. And so what happened is that we went through the trigger of this guard, normally going out of the oven. And by doing this, we made as you can see, the sprites be kind of broken. And it saves a few seconds actually, because normally you have to see the guard going down, like leaving the area and stuff. Here you don't have to, so it's pretty neat. It does save time. It's what I kind of like about this game as well, is that most of the tricks we do look great, but they also do gain a bunch of time.
Very unlike Final Fantasy Adventure in that regard. Final Fantasy Adventure has just as many glitches, as they all screw you over.
Unless you're doing a warps run.
I guess.
I'm gonna respond to the Hulk. Yeah! Alright, that wasn't fun. Sorry. I got really trolled by a wolf here, but that's not too bad, I guess. But yeah, so the trick is coming up. For me, the Fire Temple skip, it saves, what is it, like 5 minutes?
So, if you've played the game casually, you may be wondering why we're not heading to the ice cavern, to the ice palace at this point. What you're supposed to do is get the fire seed, which Santa stole, and you save Christmas by rescuing Santa, who's turned into a fire gigas because of the power of the mana seed or something like that. However, it turns out that the way the game works is the mana seed doesn't actually get stolen until you reach a particular room in the basement of the Fire Palace. If you avoid that room, then the Fire Palace seed never gets stolen. You don't have to deal with Christmas at all. You still need Salamondo just because there's a couple of fire elemental crystal orbs you have to trigger. But in order to skip the basement, he has to climb a ramp that is supposed to be like a one-way exit ramp. And he's going to do a bunch of tricks using charge attacks and then punching with the glove. It turns out that weapon attack animations are not affected by the ramp, which is normally trying to push you downward. So he's just going to use these attacks in order to dive up the ramp and then get the rest of his party far enough up that he can enter the exit and get on with the palace.
I had to mash B for maybe 20 seconds so that the girl will decide to just go down.
What happened to you was that the Robin foot got too close to the girl, which made your punches a shorter range. That is actually an important detail when you're trying to deal with the same climb using only one controller. You have to keep Robin foot around because otherwise your characters won't charge, and you need them to charge. But that means you can't just punch up the ramp with your first character, so I need the girl to get a level with the whip so that she can swap to the sword and jump up with that, and then swap to the glove and punch. It's really messy.
Yeah, it's really messy. There's also a lot of tricks in this temple. As you can see, I actually bypassed some place by same as we told before, by like attacking a rope pole. I managed to make the girl be able to go through a wall, sort of, and so I didn't have to like go through another room. Saves quite a bit of time. And here goes Minotaur. Actually didn't lose time, that's win. Anyway. But yeah, so we didn't save Christmas. Sorry guys. I recommend you guys to watch the Fire Temple from Stinker PA. You'll see that it's really interesting to see. Bunch of tricks, bunch of slick movements, I guess. I'm doing the same trick as undine earlier here. I'm activating the rope, then walking to the nut. Well, no, the seed, sorry. And yeah, so that makes me able to have the animation of the seed in the entrance, and I believe it saves a few frames.
It appears that the walls are quite dodgy today. The wall decided
just
to
has really
dodge about
thick
5
armor.
times. Okay.
My favorite dash in the game, just dash up and go through all the sand things.
Just as a side note, the girl just suplexed her Robin foot.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
Whenever you have the
Pretty-
glove
pretty great.
equipped, one of your attack animations will sometimes be this awesome suplex move, or at least awesome looking, but as far as the speedrunner is concerned, it's really slow and annoying.
Yeah,
Um,
but
Not
that's one
exactly
of the
sure
things
how
if you
to
haven't played the
trigger it.
game. Yeah, I think it's mostly like a developer thing. Like, one thing you have to know about this game is that there's a lot of hidden stuffs and a lot of like stuff just added by the developers to have fun. Like, maybe you've heard of the Shadow Zero, for example, or like the 11-9 attacks, stuff like that. It's like you don't need them, but it's just like these little things that they add to make it funnier.
There's
Yeah.
a bald guy on top of the lighthouse that's called Picard.
Yeah, exactly. Just a bunch of like, if you haven't played the game, I of course recommend you to play it. It's probably my childhood favorite. Just like a bunch of people around here, I think. But yeah, I've encountered quite a lot of people on my stream that were saying like, I've never played this game, and they came back to me like 2 weeks later. Hey, that was pretty great.
Yeah, this game does have its flaws. The biggest one that you can get over is, as long as you understand that bosses are randomly dodging your attacks, rather than just the game having bad hit detection, which is what a lot of people think is what's going on, then the game's a lot more enjoyable.
Yeah, exactly. I actually
And then
know
there are
maybe
shields.
I actually maybe know 10% of what you guys know, honestly. I just pretty much, like, I have a good time here on this game, just mainly because of actually Stinger, Crow, and Yagamoth here. So thank you guys, I guess.
Nah, you put in a lot of work over a short period.
Yeah, well, I mean, well, actually, this game has drastically improved in time-wise. Well, of course, I guess I have helped, but yeah, time-wise, this game has pretty much cut by 10 minutes in the past year, something like that. Mainly because of the skip of Frost Gigas, but also because of a lot of work from all of us. Yagamoth has put incredible work in rerouting the whole thing. I was talking earlier about the grind, but there's also a lot of little things, little tricks, little room setups that are much more consistent. And yeah, so yeah, we have quite worked on this game. I don't know if it's still like, as you don't know, but for example, my sum of best is 143.50. I believe Yagamoth is even downer than this. It's probably like 142 something. It is definitely possible to get a much better time than we have, but it's very, very RNG, as you might have seen during this run.
What RNG?
But yeah.
You're about to see RNG. We're entering into the Northtown ruins. So
Actually,
the Northtown
a lot of
ruins.
setups. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, the Northtown ruins for the dungeon portion. As long as you execute everything correctly, everything will go fine. The punishment for messing up your execution at all is pretty severe. But once you reach the bosses of the Northtown ruins, they have a tendency to dodge lots of attacks, and in particular, the vampire, while he is in the air, cannot be hit by physical attacks. He can stay in the air however long he wants, and sometimes that's minutes in a row.
Alright, so I tried something totally useless there. I tried to catch chests, but I didn't.
Get it?
Unfortunately, no, I didn't. But basically, here after a cutscene, when there's like an object, like let's say, like for example, a chest here that are in the area, and that you exit the cutscene and you mash A, well, press B on a specific frame, you're gonna actually open the chests and here get a sphere.
Yeah, we call it remote talking.
Yeah.
Usually it's a nuisance. It can be handy in the Fire Palace if you get it to talk to the seed without having to walk up to the altar, but
Well, you can't do
usually...
that anymore.
Oh, we can't?
Nope.
Oh, right, because there isn't the on-enter cutscene anymore, right? Well, you used to be able to do that.
Yeah, I don't think it's fast anywhere now.
No, it's not faster, because even in the Desert Sandship, where you can talk with the other guy, you have to talk to him twice, so you need to walk up to him anyways.
Yeah, right. It's like not useful at all, but it's quite funny.
So, Incroy, did you get the remote talk at Northtown Ruins?
No, I didn't.
Okay. I'll see how good my mashing is today.
I'm really a bad masher, honestly.
Yeah, watch Stinger's screen in the upper left while he's finishing up the cutscene with Fana. He might inexplicably get a chest.
I'm just going to pull it out of my pocket.
Wow, these runes are really good.
Okay, Jabber, lock it down.
Go, 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 go. Alright, Doom's Wall, sorry.
I didn't get it.
Yeah. It's just like a specific frame or something.
Yeah, it's frame perfect. It's one frame where the game hasn't yet calculated the distance between you and the object in question, and so it assumes the distance is 0 and you're right next to it.
Amusingly, it looks like our stream has Wall Face and Doom's Wall being fought at the same time.
Yeah. I got pretty trolled. I got like a free dodge from Doom's Wall. And here comes yeah.
I had 4 on the first one.
Oh really? Wow. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's how this game goes. Don't worry, Buffy will equalize everything.
Yeah.
So you know what Chris said about what happens if you don't follow exactly what you're supposed to do in the ruins?
Yeah.
I'm seeing you dancing with a zombie.
Yeah.
And the girl with an imp.
Honestly, I had good runes, but I really didn't have a good Doom's Wall. I probably lost most of my time there. Like 15 seconds. That's quite alright for such a huge split.
Both of the wall enemies have 3 portions. There's a left eye, right eye, and center eye. The center eye is the thing you need to kill to beat the boss. But if you kill both the left and the right eye, it changes to a different mode. In the first version of the boss, it starts pushing you towards spikes at the end, and if it finishes, you just lose. That one's actually kind of reasonable to deal with as long as you, have a reasonable damage output, such as the weapon charge glitch. The second one, however, if you accidentally kill both side eyes, it starts doing these telekinesis attacks that stun your characters for a long period of time and is just generally really annoying.
Alright, I'm gonna attempt the, safe fast threat for this guy.
Peplers do not want to cooperate.
Alright, he's dead. Yeah, I got the good RNG on Vampire, so... Yep, that's good.
Are you dropping frames off?
I think Stinger has problems, and Yagabov maybe. I'm reading the chat, there seems to be problems.
No, I'm not dropping any frames actually.
Oh, is it my sound? Because I know my sound can be tricky sometimes, so I can fix that. Yeah, really nice vampire on my end, but yeah, whatever.
Doomswall is dodging everything.
Yeah, dude. That's really annoying when it happens. It can actually be sort of dangerous because usually you arrive at Doomswall with low life characters because, well, the runes too are pretty dangerous. And yeah.
Yeah, if you get off of the cycle of the Doomswall eye opening and closing, it can get kind of hard to get yourself back in rhythm to try to really hit it. As long as the eye is closed, you're not allowed to hit it.
Alright, it seems that technical issues are now sorted off. Thank you for standing by.
Oh, I think both
that's-
eyes died for Stinger.
Oh,
Okay, then he immediately killed it afterwards, so
Oh.
no telekinesis.
nice. That can be really, really dangerous. I once died on this thing. It's very, very dangerous. Anyway, yeah, this part is, well, story-wise, basically, you know, the Empire is bad and we are the Resistance. The Resistance, and, well, the Resistance thinks that the Emperor wants to make peace, but of course not.
Ha ha ha! Le Resistance. Ah, crap, I can't speak French anymore. Vive la Resistance. Resistance.
And there are a
whatever.
few
I'll get
scenes in
there.
this game that look very similar to things in Final Fantasy VI. This little fake banquet thing is one of them.
Yeah. That's true, yeah.
There's also a train filled with zombies, but that will be skipped in this run.
That's true.
Metal Mantis has basically the same sorts of actions as Mantis Ant from the beginning of the game.
Oh,
What you don't want is to get stuck in the corner.
No, but sometimes that's soft luck. I'm not sure if you kill him when he lands. We'll
I've
see.
never had that happen. It wouldn't surprise me too much.
I did have
but-
that. I did have that once. Alright, we're fine. Oh my god, I got really scared. I'm pretty much known in the Secret of Mana to have had pretty much all the soft locks possible, including that one. I had a soft lock on Vampire and Buffy. I obviously had the one on Spiky Tiger quite a lot. Also, we're gonna save the Resistance because why not?
Yeah,
What? Don't save the animals. This isn't Super Metroid in a
I am saving it.
marathon.
I had a weirdly good vampire, so at least I have that going for me.
So yeah, even though Akoyaburi was running this game well after I started, so to speak, I only recently encountered the Spiky Tiger softlock for the first time, and never encountered the Vampire softlock. So yeah,
Well, yeah.
it's pretty impressive to get all of those in such a short time.
I did run quite a lot as well, though, so that's also
true.
something. At some point, I really was trying hard. At the time, I was actually going for the world record.
Well, you have
Well, you
for quite a while.
got it.
Yeah, yeah, that's my only like I don't know, like only thing I'll be proud about my speedrun experience. Anyway. Yeah, so this boss is pretty straightforward. So the idea of this boss is that it cannot go down on your level. Pretty much.
Yeah, he is.
So
He is trying to get to the same horizontal level as your party, or at least some randomly selected member of your party. And once he reaches that place, then he's going to try to charge forward and knock everyone unconscious and that kind of thing. However, if you're at the bottom of the screen, since he's floating, he never actually considers himself as having succeeded at arriving at your location, so he never charges forward at all.
Right. Yeah, I did get quite a funny soft lock, if you can call it like that. I think I'm the second person in the world to have encountered it, or like at least like told about it, and it's actually, like Skarsnikus was saying, a sprite despawn. Yeah, I did manage to despawn my sprite, so I only had 2 characters in my party. So
yeah,
that was
fantastic.
Yeah,
We still don't know what exactly causes that.
Yeah, it's very weird.
If you have a Frosted character, and that Frosted character gets unfrosted, but is still in the snowman animation, and then that character tries to push an enemy, apparently that will consistently cause it. I think there's a couple other things that can also cause characters to be removed as well, but that is one of them.
It's really weird. On a random note, I just got the perfect Great Viper.
Nice.
2 normal slashes.
That's crazy. Yeah, Yagamouth does go for, let's say, harder strats.
Sometimes.
Like he's doing normal slashes on Great Viper, which can be really dangerous because Great Viper does move quite a lot, and yeah. Oh no, I missed it. Alright, so I'm doing a skip here. Unfortunately, I took too early to joke. But the idea here is that I'm releasing a level 1 sword attack while I talk to Chuck, and it's actually, in a weird way, putting my, making my sprite just jump over the wall. And so basically we just skipped, like, what is it, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes of the game, maybe?
Yeah. It normally, before Jock will let you into the trial, you need to first complete the Palace of Darkness, the Gold Tower, which has the Light Spirit, also the Moon Palace, and also the Tasnika subplot. It's 4 dungeons, 2 of which are very short, that get skipped this way.
Actually, also something to notice is that, this trick wouldn't really have been useful if we didn't get another trick that we're gonna see later, because the magic should normally be important. Say it like that.
Yeah. Short version is the 1-player 1-controller speedrun can do that trick to skip in there. However, it's not as useful since the other trick requires 2 controllers, so far at least.
Yeah. The 1-controller route still requires Shade and Lumina, so it still needs to complete those dungeons. So what you just saw going on with Incroyable is he intentionally died with most of his characters to the doppelganger fight. And this is the intended solution for the game. You're supposed to face your fears by letting them kill you. Of course, playing casually, by that point in the game, you probably have amazing armor that...
Yeah, all the charges and stuff.
Yeah,
the magic.
You can't actually die to them even if you want to. But that is the way you're supposed to do it. Each time one of your characters dies, the corresponding doppelganger also goes away.
Yeah, this is a 1-player 2 controllers run. Like we said, it's the fastest category. Well, if you don't account the pretty weird category that ends the game in 10 minutes, which we call magic percent. Maybe you want to talk about it, it's good, but I don't really know the, let's say, the technicity about it.
It was the magic percent was found by accident in an... Who was it again that was playing casually?
BJW.
BJW.
Yeah, BJW was just playing Secret of Mana casually, opened a gold chest, and then suddenly some weird menus occurred, and he talked to Neko and slept in the inn in the middle of the Fire Palace. And HHS, who is one of the TAS guys, tool-assisted speedrunners, was able to eventually hunt down that what happened was an error with the gold amount that you have being shown a certain number of frames after you had a status effect message go away. So if you barrel yourself, which is considered a status effect in this game, and then you wait an exact number of frames, and then you talk to someone who shows you your gold total before showing you any real text, the game flips out, you gain access to any event in the game, and you just tell it to run the event that says, show the end screen. And then you're done.
Yeah, in theory you can also call the entire credits, however that takes about 10 minutes longer of just inputs. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, going through the menus is kind of an arcane process of progressing through the memory of the game. It is an interesting run, and I believe, has it been front-paged yet by Speed Demos Archive?
Yeah. Well, we actually haven't
Archive site.
submitted anything. That's pretty much.
Yeah, you can see that. You can also see a co-op run that doesn't use quite all of the same strategies that have been added already that you're seeing played here. But that runs pretty good as well. Pretty soon, my one controller run will be updated as well. Right now, the one that's there is pretty old.
Yeah, I think we do need to submit at some point the one player two controllers, because it's, well, probably the maybe most known run.
The problem with
say the most
that
interesting
is
because
SCA considers it a co-op run.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
The difference between having one person and having two people is usually more easily defined by what you're inputting into the game. And you're basically playing with multiple players. It's just you don't actually have another person for the extra controllers. Oh, that was dangerous. If that exploder targeted the right. Okay, so we have some nonsense going on with Incroyable here.
You said it was really bad run. Sorry.
Yeah, he has to try again. Sorry, guys.
All right.
No, seriously, what he did was...
You're really screwing your teammates over. You know that, right?
Yeah, he landed Flammy in a room that has a save point. It turns out that whenever you load a saved game in this game, it places you in wherever it thinks you entered the room that had the save point. This information does not get correctly written whenever you land with Flammy. So if you save the game at a particular Neko that is in the same screen that you can land with Flammy, then the game doesn't know where to put you. If you use LR select start in order to soft reset the game, and you have to hold the buttons for like a second or something, then whenever you do that and then you load the game that doesn't know where to put itself, it puts you wherever the game that reset entered the room most recently. And in this case, he's putting himself into the initial cutscene of the game. And the initial cutscene makes your characters invisible. And it turns out that as long as you have at least one invisible character, then as long as any cutscene is running, all of your characters are allowed to walk through walls. So he's going to use that in order to enter the Grand Palace from the backside, which prevents him from having to complete... basically, it's a gauntlet of 3 dungeons in a row that he skips this way, including one dungeon that normally requires you to get all of the different elemental spirits, and that's why he doesn't have to go through the Palace of Light or the Palace of Darkness at all.
Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier when I said that the trick to skip jump was futile if you didn't have this trick that could let you actually do this. This part of the. What am I doing? Well, this part. This way. That's just what I meant to say. But it's like it's a really nice trick. Pretty funny. I did it pretty fast, sorry, but it's very weird. We're pretty much using the same trick that we are talking about. By hitting rope pulls, we can make people go through walls, and so that's what happened as well. But yeah, the main idea is that an invisible character makes you able to, cross walls.
Coming up is the Hexus fight. Hexus is basically carry if you watched Final Fantasy Adventure. This fight is a little stressful because Hexus will be constantly attacking one of the characters. An important way to deal with that is that attacks put red numbers on you, and as long as those red numbers are still up, if you use a Royal Jam or Cure Waterworks as well, then you can actually heal back up from 0 HP before you die. Candy and chocolate don't work this way, but Royal Jam does.
And regular healing spells as well.
I actually did use a candy, but that was because I used it just before his attack actually landed.
Right.
It's just a habit, I guess. Gonna do another save reset real quick here to save maybe 4 seconds of cutscenes?
4 or 5 seconds, yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, you just skip the intro cutscene to the Mech Rider 3 fight, and it also kills the music. So you get an eerie boss fight.
So by continuously reloading with this save file, is putting the game into kind of a weird state if you think about it, because he has not completed the Grand Palace at all. He hasn't even done the last portion of it that you just saw anymore, because he loaded the save file that was right after the Sunken Continent rose.
Sorry.
Which of course means that if he dies, then he has quite a bit of stuff he has to redo. Hopefully that won't happen.
So, I am gonna save here. It's quite important. The Mana Fortress is legitimately the hardest part of the game. Well, not only because it's the last part of the game, but it's also because we actually don't have armor at all. We're not gonna buy armor, except for Zenza. But yeah, the armor is quite important for this part, but since we don't have it, all of the enemies are gonna one-shot you, except maybe some that are gonna maybe hit like 90% of your life. But yeah, so it's very, very dangerous, and we're gonna use a lot of setups like we talked about earlier that are gonna make us able to despawn some enemies. So watch out for that. I will be mainly doing like diagonal dashes and stuff. We'll see. Just saving.
Do you do the walk through walls for the first room of the Mana Fortress?
I know how to do it, so I will attempt it if I get the good thing, which is having the tsunamis spawn. If they don't spawn, I will not do it. I sort of know how to do it. I mean, spawn the tsunamis, but sometimes it just doesn't happen, so I will try it if the tsunami spawn, of course.
Okay, so another thing I guess I should mention is that at this point you're supposed to be heading to Pure Land, which is a gauntlet of 6 bosses in a row, one more annoying than the next.
I missed the skip.
And that's just going to be completely avoided here by using this little spring thing. I believe it's the same sort of creature as the
yeah, I missed it once.
spring enemies back in Final Fantasy Adventure. A lot of things have to be done right. I think that time the girl was too low for the sprite to move up.
I think I be too early, way too early, too late maybe.
Okay, there we go. So the plan here is to make the jumping event replace the event that's supposed to kick you out of the mana fortress when you try to go to it. Normally, there's a barrier around the mana fortress, and that barrier is still here. It's just that we're jumping over it literally. And wait, okay.
Alright, so I'm doing the thing here.
You got the tsunami spell?
Oh fuck. No, wait.
Okay, so
alright, that's it.
The idea here is to use the whip poles to get through this wall and skip most of the first room. This is pretty technical, and it's also contingent on tsunamis spawning on the right side. The reason that's important is so that you don't get a Dark Stalker and a Fiend's Head showing up on the left side, both of which could one-shot you while you are trying to get the rest of the party through to the next portion of the dungeon. He's going to switch to the boomerang as well. Probably already has, actually.
Yeah, I did it. Fine.
To hit the whip pole way across the room and finally get the sprite across.
This crab man. Always wait for him. The only problem here is that those crab always spawns. Normally you despawn him, but I don't know. Anyway.
As a baseline, how that trick works, by the way, is whenever you hit a rope hole, you can briefly walk through a wall. If you use an item or cast a spell just before hitting a rope hole for some reason, we have no idea why, that period of time when you can walk through walls is extended and you can walk a lot further through walls. So he needs to hit the rope hole from the other side, which, well, only the boomerang can really reach that far with, well, a charged attack.
The bow would probably work too, but I think the bow's slower.
I'm not sure the bow will work, but that would be interesting to test. But yeah, either way it would be slower since the animation is way slower. Maybe even the spear, as in the javelin. Hold on.
I'm attempting a fast weapon Buffy here because I got the good RNG. It's going pretty well.
Yeah, Buffy is basically the same as Vampire, except he has way more HP. Also, he has one more attack that he can do while he's flying around that involves throwing bats at you, and that is a physical attack, which are generally harder to deal with than magical ones in this game.
Yeah. Ooh, he's dead. Wow, that was a pretty good fight.
No, Buffy, why? You were supposed to be the equalizer.
I got the
that's really good, because Buffy, if he doesn't cooperate, can potentially even kill you if you're really unlucky.
Yeah, and that was
looks like Stinger got the Mana Fortress jump on the first try, so that's nice.
Yeah.
A weird thing about that trick is that which controller is controlling Flammy actually reverses if you do it right. So that's a way you can check whether you succeeded or not.
I'm not going to be going for the walk through walls here because it's not actually any faster.
Stinger maintains that it's not faster. I disagree. But certainly if you've not practiced it a lot, then it's not going to be faster.
Well, my goal is a 359 Buffy with this trick, so...
I would say it's faster, but also, even if it wouldn't be faster, it would be a lot easier because you avoid a lot of enemies along the way. So that's pretty awesome.
Yeah, exactly. It makes the first part quite much easier. And it also looks cool, so I do it as well, just for that.
Either way, let's see whether I get the chest. I'm just in front of the second ruins.
Alright, so I'm switching back to the sword here because I don't have the charge I want.
The spell Wall reflects any magic. It's basically Reflect from Final Fantasy series, or it was even called Wall back in Final Fantasy IV's original translation.
Didn't get it.
That makes Dread Slime easier to deal with. Also, if you bounce a spell off of an enemy that has wall, you can actually gain a lot of levels. That doesn't really matter whenever you're killing all of the enemies using the weapon charge glitch, but it is pretty nifty in the one controller category.
Alright. Well, he decided to kill my girl, Dread Slime. That's alright, I guess. This last part, this last overworld, is probably the most finicky and the most dangerous in the game. Thankfully, I didn't use a lot of capture wishes, so I'm gonna be safe and, well, you know, revive my characters if they die. I'm opening the stats menu here so that I don't go through all the levels that I gain, because we actually gain quite a bunch of levels here. And so it saves actually.
I just had a perfect vampire, or Buffy.
Nice, dude.
Nice.
He floated up at the start and then came down very shortly after. And then I didn't have any dodges.
What is going on? I never had that.
Did an enemy spawn?
That is really weird. That is really weird what happened. I got hit for some reason by something. I don't know, it was really weird.
I believe that was the Wolf Lord. Sometimes they attack rather than casting a spell as their first action. It's very rare that they actually do it, but they can. And just like the werewolves from the beginning of the game, their actions are super fast.
And
basically, if it looks like a dog at all, it's really dangerous in this game. That's how this game works.
Yeah, pretty much. I never really got good at this part of the game, honestly. My PV has a really amazing part here, but... Oh my god, this is a train wreck, but whatever, we're done soon. Oh my god. That was...
head spawn.
That was quite... Ugh. Alright, I'm not dead. Oh my god, that was really bad. Whatever.
The tsunami enemies take a while before they start acting, but when they start casting spells, it gets out of control pretty quickly.
Yeah, I didn't play right here. I think that's like... I don't know, I really won my worst place in the game for me. I'm really bad at it. But yeah, it's fine. I survived. I have actually lost a lot of runs to this part, dying on like this demon head, for example. But it actually helps to die on some places because you know what to do if that happens. It's fine, I do have quite a lot of consumables yet, so it's fine. It should be fine. Just Wulk.
A little trick that Stinger was using during the Dread Slime fight. Most enemies have a period of invincibility while they're casting. Even the Dread Slime, whose casting animation is not very obvious. And Stinger knows the timings on that well enough that he was able to delay some of his attacks in order to have his attacks actually have a chance of hitting. Also, after the Dread Slime fight, you gain a lot of levels, and for some reason in those sorts of boss rooms, Thanatos' room and also the slime fights, the post-boss animation waits for all of the level up messages to go away. And you can make that not happen if you go to one of the full screen menus for a little bit. So that saves a little bit of time if you are quick enough with your menuing.
So, I almost died.
Stinger is getting blazed. Yeah, playing with dogs is not a good idea in this game.
Yeah, these dogs can be really finicky.
Honestly,
Nice,
I should
perfect
have
fun
died
player.
there.
If you die in this section of the Mana Fortress, there is actually a recourse for you without having to necessarily reload everything. You can do a soft reset and then use that same file from right whenever the Sunken Continent rose. And then you can fight the Dread Slime like 3 times, I think it is.
It's actually
And
2
then-
times, and then you need to
Just
go
2
back
times.
once more in order to hit the trigger. Basically, you fight him 2
Right.
times, then you come back, and then you can go forward.
Okay. So anyway, you can fight Dread Slime a bunch of times, and then after that, Thanatos works correctly.
It was a pretty bad fight.
So we'll see if Stinger gets a headbang on Thanatos. Doesn't look like that happened for
He didn't give me
Incroyable.
any chance. Like he just didn't show his head, so couldn't do it. So yeah.
Yeah, I'll describe it if it happens. Let me know if it happens, Stinger, so I can
All
get
right.
on with the description.
Are you that close?
For
really?
now, though, Incroyable is
I'm
now
in Dark
going
Glitch
to...
now.
Right.
Good
Well,
luck.
cutscene
Yeah.
before.
Yeah. He's going to glitch out the Mana Sword. Normally, the Mana Sword is only supposed to last for a certain period of time, depending on how strong your characters are at casting Dryad magic. He is as weak at casting Dryad magic as you could possibly be at this portion of the game, pretty much.
Yeah,
So that's not okay. So instead, he's going to do 2 things. First of all, he's going to cancel the initial Mana Sword cutscene by bringing up the mana magic while he's transitioning towards the next fight. So the Mana Sword transition cutscene just won't happen. Then, once he reaches the final fight in earnest, he's going to cast Ice Saber on the boy. That way, the game will forget the variables that are supposed to be in charge of when the Mana Sword reverts to normal. So it'll just stay as the Mana Sword forever, and that way he'll be able to deal full damage without missing all the time.
Pretty much. I'm going to concentrate on this part, but it's actually not hard at all. There's very few chance of dying unless you really screw up.
Might have headbang.
Okay, so what
Nope.
Stinger's trying to do
Didn't get
is
it.
whenever Lich sticks his head up whenever he's buried underground, he will try to walk to your position, but he will overshoot and then overshoot again and then overshoot again. And he will never actually get into position to do his attack. Turns out it didn't quite work out this time. Usually that means that the character you were trying to bait out the headbang with was either too far to the left or too far to the right, so that Thanatos thought, aha, there is a target here for me to attack with my hands now. But if you get yourself positioned correctly, you can get him to just constantly jerk up and down while you're free to attack him with whatever. There's an Acid Storm cast in the Mana Beast fight. The damage cap is often lower than 999 in this game. Essentially, it's 999 minus the target's defense. So if you reduce the target's defense, then you get to deal more damage per individual attack. Acid Storm reduces defense by 20%, which is like 100 or so more damage against the Mana Beast per attack.
You might get a one cycle. Alright, 1 cycle. GG.
Nice job.
And get ready
Time
for
is
time.
whenever the community gathers.
And time. And 52-24, pretty nice. Pretty nice. Yeah, really good.
Yeah, it really wasn't that long ago that getting sub 2 hours was the dream. And now we can just, and now most of the people here can just kind of pop those off like it's nothing.
Yeah, I actually have I worked on this quite a lot. I think I have a setup that works like 80% of the time. But yeah, I'm pretty happy for the Empire. I was really good fun.
GG. Congratulations.
Well, I think it's pretty good as well. He probably gonna get like 54 or something. Oh yeah. And I guess it's time to say goodbye for me. That was my last speed run for the community. I will do a last one for the French community for a French marathon in December, and that's it. Yeah, that was pretty cool. Thank you guys for inviting me.
What is
No
your
problem. Yes, well, for running.
bet for the moon phase?
I bet Jibus.
By the
Very
way,
good.
later, go, 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 go.
Yes.
I love
Just
that
like-
line.
Yeah, pretty great line.
So
Also, it's going
during
to be
the
Crescent Moon
credits,
for Incroy.
okay.
No,
During the credits, at the very end, the end screen creates a random star field, including a moon. The moon can be one of 3 phases. It can either be crescent, or a full moon, or it can be a 3/4 gibbous moon. So it's traditional after a Secret of Mana race is, or just a run is done, to bet on what moon phase is going to show up this time. I usually go with 3/4 moon, mainly because most other people just forget that that's an option, or don't want to bother with typing it out.
I'm really happy about this run, honestly. Except for maybe Dark Lich at the end. Like, the rest was really, really nice. I was a minute behind after Mech Rider 3, which is really good for a marathon, especially with 3 saves. Yeah, that would have been a really great time without the 3 saves. Pretty crazy.
Well, Yagamoth has finished literally climbing the mountain using the rope poles. And he's starting Jock now.
Come on. They lost
Wow.
using status effects on me right now.
Stinger is using a different setup for the Mana Beast than what Incroyable did. Incroyable kept doing Acid Storm only. Stinger did some slowdowns in the middle. Slowdown stuns the Mana Beast for a little bit longer so that he can fit in more attacks. Normally, whenever the Mana Beast comes from above, it is a little bit harder to get the attack necessary for a 1-cycle kill. And
Harder
until
meaning
recently, we
impossible.
kind of thought it was probably impossible unless you get amazing critical hit RNG. But if you did it sufficiently well, then you may be able to get the 1 cycle anyway.
Nah, I didn't do it well enough.
Aw.
I don't have the timings quite down for that technique yet, but I was going to go for it anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah, I saw you didn't
nice
do
anyway
that
to show some
against
techniques.
Buffy either. So I was actually a little surprised you were going for it here.
Oh, you do
No, I
it
did it
in
against
Buffy as
Buffy.
well?
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought I saw more standard Whirlwind stuff, but I guess it was still basically the same.
Well, I used Whirlwind with the slowdown lockdown.
Okay.
Alright, so when do we do the time exactly on the moon? Like when the end screen is fully clear, I guess.
All right, I was 2 hits
I mean,
away
like
from the
when
one cycle.
the end is completed with its
Yeah.
appearing
right.
animation. That's
Yeah,
what I would
right.
say.
Time
For
coming up.
reference,
I'll
after
let you know,
the
Vultures.
Mana
Yeah,
Beast,
I'm
it's about
dead.
7.5
So, I'm
minutes.
here.
Time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just saying, it's about 7.5 minutes of time from the final place at the Mana Beast to the end of the credits, roughly, so the other runners can prepare for that. And GG, Singer. Congratulations.
Yep.